everyone, this is Michelle Kane with Michelle Kane Actions. This video tutorial is going to walk you through the steps of how to use the Michelle Kane Actions to warm up your photographs and give it that golden, beautiful autumn color. And we're starting with the picture today that looks like this straight out of camera. And this image is brought to us by Melody White Studios. Thank you for letting us use this picture for this example tutorial. And we're going to take it from this to this. So we're going to be adding in a lot of rich, warm color and making that backlighting feel really inviting and special in the picture. So I'm going to do this one a little bit differently than I normally do. As you can see from the layers palette, I already have the complete edit and all of the actions that were used right here listed. But today I'm just going to kind of take you through step by step, just turning on each eyeball. And that's the beauty of these actions, is that they play one on top of the other, so we can backtrack and see how the edit was created step by step. So I'm going to take it back to the background layer. And what we want to do first of all, and this is what I do on most of my pictures as a starting point, is play Blend to Brilliant. And as you see, Blend to Brilliant adds in sharpness, it adds in a beautiful contrast, it brightens things up just a little bit, and kind of takes the dull out of the picture. So again, we've got contrast into the hair, we've got more intense color down in the pants, and that's just playing Blend to Brilliant straight as is with no changes to the inside layers whatsoever. The next thing is, this photograph is very cool in temperature, so I wanted to warm it up, and we're going to continue to build the warmth throughout the edit, but this is step one, and I played Turn Up the Heat, and this one is in the Heart and Soul set. Blend to Brilliant was in Creative Heart. So Turn Up the Heat, we'll hit play, turn the eyeball on anyway, and I set this opacity to 92%. So that warmed it up quite a bit. And on the inside of Turn Up the Heat, there's a couple options. Don't forget, always click open these action folders so that you can see if there's some changes that you want to make to the inside layer. For instance, we could turn the warmer layer off. I left it on, and I left those at defaults there. So Turn Up the Heat definitely gave us some warmer tones and took that very cool white balance and made it a lot more autumnal. The next one we wanted to play was Satin. This is a free action from the monochrome set, and you can get that on my website, michellekanphotography.com. Go to the freebies tab. And Satin, as we hit play, is going to add a lot of richness and softness to the photograph. So here it is without satin, and then I turned satin on. And the only thing I did, if you look here at the layer mask, is I took a black brush and I masked some of this satin off of her face. So most of her face, it's taken off of, and as I show you the quick mask here, you can see where that brushing effect was, where I was removing the satin because it has a softening effect and I don't want her features to be softened. I want those to stay nice and sharp. So satin removed just slightly with a soft, a low opacity brush building up my brush strokes. The next thing I wanted to do is add in some color into her cheeks and her lips. And I do this a lot on my photographs. Oftentimes cheek color and lip color won't feel quite punchy enough. We don't want anything absurd, but we just want a little bit of boost. And so Rosy Cheeks and Lips, this is from the Heart and Soul set in the digital makeup, and we'll turn that on. And it may be not even visible on your screen, the difference that this is creating, but just a little bit of rosiness to her face. That's what that adds in. The next thing is Pearly Whites. She's got beautiful white teeth, but as I begin to warm up the picture, especially with the action Turn Up the Heat, I also start to add that warm tone to her teeth. So I wanted to play Pearly Whites and just paint that over her teeth. So again, as I turn this on and off, you can probably see her teeth getting a little bit whiter. Now, don't overdo it. Her teeth were really white to begin with, so I'm just taking them basically back to where Turn Up the Heat warm them up. I could have also come in to Turn Up the Heat, used the layer mask, and painted this off of her teeth to return those back to bright white. Just another option for you. The next action I played was Flawless Face, and I've actually kind of dissembled disassembled my Flawless Face action, and I've taken just the softening layers and removed any of the sharpening layers from it, and I've created an action that I consider or call Flawless Background. And that's what I've done here. So if you have Flawless Face from the Heart and Soul set, you can just play that action and then turn off the sharpening layers inside of it. You're going to get the same effect. So here's Flawless Face, and I wanted to play this just to smooth her skin just a little bit. And if you look at the layer mask, you can see that I've also painted it just around these edges. I use Flawless Face a lot to smooth out the background, just make it feel a little bit creamier, a little bit more into the background so that the subject is sharper and she really pops forth. The next action I used was Star Bright, and this is one of those that, did I have to play this action? Not necessarily, but I just wanted to brighten her up just a little bit. You can see as I click it on and off that it really made her jeans punchy, and it gave just an overall lightness to her face. The next action, which I just popped on and off, is Raspberry Lemonade. I did this one at a very low opacity of 19%. This is one of the tones that's in the Creative Heart set. And Raspberry Lemonade, let's just amp this up really quick from 19 to 100. You can see at 100% opacity what this action does. So it gives a very lemonade-y, yellowy tone to this picture with lots of reds and pinks in the shadows. Now, of course, this is way too much at 100%, so I'm going to bring that back down to where I had it at 19. And so this gave me just that little pop, that little bit of haze, softness, pinkness to the picture, so it's nice and pretty. The next thing I did is I wanted to darken up the edges of the photograph so that she really pops. So Velvet Vignette from the Heart and Soul set is what I used here, and I've just painted it around the edges. Again, you can look at the layer mask and see where it's white is where I've added it in, and where it's black, which is pretty much her face, I've kept it off. So this darkened up her jeans even. It really made the richness come out in the amber tones that were all around her here, and it highlighted her just beautifully. The next one, I wanted to add a little bit more warmth to the picture, and this one is from the Botanical Blend set. This is a tone called Cinnamon, and we'll pop that on. And you can see it's kind of minor. I played it at 60% opacity and then just inverted the layer mask and painted it in to the edges, to her skin a little bit, because it was kind of looking a little pasty, and pretty much left it off kind of this halo area around her. So again, warming her up slightly. And the final action was Matte Overlay. And on this action, I wanted to just kind of really cream out and mattify that background so that she just pops a little bit more. She's very sharp and distinct in the center there, and it just takes that contrast to the background and knocks it down. This is absolutely something that you could do to taste. If the matte look isn't for you, skip a step like this. I just kind of like the overall softening effect of what it does. So as you can see, I didn't go in here and sharpen specifically on her eyes or anything. The Blinded Brilliant action had the sharpening in there. But when it's all said and done, we go from a very pretty, well-lit, but very cool image with not a lot of pop or pizzazz, and definitely not that fall color coming through. And through those steps there, gave it a nice, warm, golden photograph where she really is the center focus and attention in the picture. All of these actions are available on my website, michelleKanePhotography.com. I used both Hearty actions, so the Heart and Soul and Creative Heart. I used one action again, Cinnamon, from the Botanical Blends, and finally Satin, once again, is from the Monochrome set, which is a free download. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.